Hello, everybody. Welcome to Road to Endgame, a Marvel movie podcast. My name is Bronson. That's Brandon.
Hello.
We're here to discuss a Marvel movie every single week leading up to Avengers Endgame. This week, it is Thor.
The mighty Thor.
Yeah, he is very mighty in this movie.
Oh my god, this is one of those movies that, like, when people look back on the MCU and they think about, like, where it came from, where it started, like, this is one of those movies that people trash a little bit. Like,
I remember this movie being bad. Like, remembered it being bad, I should say. I actually now really fucking liked it. So.
I left the theater when I first watched it, like, really enjoying it, thinking it was really funny, like, loving Thor. Thor's a great character, like, first of all. And every single one of these, Chris Hemsworth just oozes charm, which is great. They, couldn't have cast him better.
I'm so fucking mad we don't get more Odin in any of these movies, or barely any.
Yeah. Anthony Hopkins is, like, a heavy hitter to cast as Odin. Idris Elba as Heimdall. Continues through every single movie. I think he fucking dies. And then he shows up in the next one. Up until fucking Infinity War, where he actually dies.
He's dead. Yeah, that boy is dead.
Yeah, but, like, every single one of these, it, like, looks like they kill him off, and then he just fucking badasses his way through the gates of hell to, like, show back up and, like, be like, hey, I'm still here. Loki's great. Even Natalie Portman's good.
She's fine. Like, I thought she was fine.
She's not, like, amazing, but...
She's kind of the low point of the movie for me.
I don't think she's a low point, per se. She's just not, like... She's not... You have all these other, like, mythical, like, godlike characters. I think, honestly, that's my biggest struggle with this movie.
Is all the mortal shit?
Yeah, because, like,
same.
Thor is funny as fuck to watch in these scenes. My favorite scene is still where he's like, I need a horse in the pet store. They're like, we don't have any of those. He's like, well, what do you have? I don't know, like, cats, dogs, birds.
Give me one big enough to ride.
Yeah, I love that scene. That scene's amazing.
I love the restaurant. Another!
Yeah, that was classic. I was imitating that for, like, weeks after I saw this in theaters. Like, I broke so many of my mom's glasses like that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not even joking. The plastic ones, I would just, like, finish chugging, like, an Arizona or something, and I'd chuck the can. Another! Like, I just thought it was so fucking funny. But, like, no, the visual effects in this are fucking phenomenal.
Holy shit, this movie looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, there are some scenes where, like, the visuals are, like, you could definitely tell they were, like, running out of time on some of it.
Time or money. Yeah, like, it was one of those things where it's just like,
Every scene with the Bifrost is fucking beautiful.
Just any scene that's a shot of the fucking city as well.
Of Asgard.
Yeah, or Asgard, yeah. Sorry. Like, just looks just gorgeous as hell. The skybox, just... That's how you know I work in video games.
Right.
Skybox.
It pretty much is, though. It's basically just a matte painting.
But
a lot of those sets were, like, practical sets with, like, green screen backgrounds, like in the prequels. Mm-hmm. And this looks way better than any of the prequels.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, holy...
The Destroyer looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thor's powers look dope.
So...
The only thing I have to complain about the way that the movie looks is, like, there are so many scenes where, like, for example, when they're flying through the Bifrost, that looks like an Alex Ross painting. Like, when they're you know, riding across the Rainbow Bridge to, like, get to Heimdall, it's fucking gorgeous. Everything about this movie is so big and so epic. But then, like, some of the fight scenes, like, editing is, like, really weird.
Get to New Mexico, just...
Well...
Like,
even on Jotunheim, it's like they're fighting, and it's neat, but it, like, just the cuts that they make are really bizarre, and, like, some of the, like, it's hard to follow some of the action. Like, some of the action is really difficult to, whereas, like, in the Iron Man movies, for example, or even in The Incredible Hulk, like, the action was very clear cut, very smartly edited and directed. This one is like. You could tell that Kenneth Branagh is not, like, an action director. It's like watching Tim Burton try to do an action scene.
I think that there was a lot of editing issues in this movie beyond that, because, like, as you sent me a message being like, Thor, like, you sent me a message on Thursday night, I believe it was, like...
Thursday.
Yeah. Being like, oh, man, Thor's really good. And I'm like, yeah, man, fucking great movie. Love the look of it. Fucking, you want to do a good drinking game where you're just going to get hammered. take a shot every time there's a Dutch angle.
That's not an editing thing, though. That's just
the-
like a directing / cinematography thing. Like,
That's just, you know.
I didn't get why they were doing the Dutch angles.
Same.
Because we were talking about it a little bit before, but like the Dutch angle, Bronson's not really like a film guy.
No, I don't. I noticed the trend. And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I looked it up.
He looked it up and he found out about Dutch angles. Like basically, like if you don't know, like the Dutch angle is where they kind of take the camera off center a little bit. Normally, like the camera is supposed to be pretty like lined up and even, and it's supposed to be kind of dead on the shot or whatever. A Dutch angle is meant to be like tilted and askewed. They do it a lot in the older X-Men movies too, to give a sense of like, I guess it's to give a sense of scale in those movies. In this one, it doesn't really do that because the set piece is already so large. But like, normally it's just used to like emphasize when something is supposed to be off or like not quite right in a scene. Like it's supposed to give the audience the sense that like something is amiss or awry. Also, in this one, they use it like every 5 cuts, it seems, to like, again, I guess it's to emphasize scale, because in the older X-Men movies, they do it a lot to like give the scene a more dynamic, like big action movie look, but like here it doesn't translate.
One thing about this movie that also like just outside of Thor himself, Coulson.
Yeah, Agent Coulson is great again.
Hawkeye.
Oh yeah, first appearance for Hawkeye.
Like outside of,
I remember like hearing that he might make a cameo in it when this movie was being like doing the rounds on the press circuit and stuff, and like thinking like, oh, that'd be neat if Hawkeye shows up, and then they show the guy with the bow up in the fucking corner there. I don't even know that they name him. I think they call him Barton.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh fuck, like
Hawkeye.
Yeah, like. We got Black Widow in the last one. We got Hawkeye in this one. This is real.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then we have, Hawkeye for a little. There's very little he's in it. Coulson's great.
Yeah.
Thor, Loki, Odin, all great. And then everyone else, I just do not give a fuck about.
Yeah.
I don't like his friends.
I like,
his friends are dumb.
Dr. Selvig.
He's alright.
I like him a lot more when they start to humanize the character, because at first I kind of get the sense that they are, sorry, I'm opening an Arizona can.
It's alright.
I just didn't want to disturb people with the opening of my cans. I know that happens frequently on the show, but
yeah, that was his.
We're not the only. Okay, listen, like a little peek behind the curtain here. Everybody who has ever done a podcast or a Let's Play, they always have like a Monster or a Coke or something. Like you'll hear like you'll be watching Game Grumps, and every now and then Danny will be like, "Fuck, I just spilled my Monster everywhere," or something like that.
Yeah,
so it's not. When you're sitting around forever, you like gotta have something to drink or something.
Yeah. Like there's I perfect for me is like on streaming. Like Steph and I'll stream, and I'll have like my coffee and like or my tea and like
right. As long as you can't hear it like crunching or too much rustling, like.
I have had that moment though where like midstream we like accidentally knock over a coffee and it's like fuck. That's something you like need to clean up immediately.
Right, because you're gonna fuck up your equipment.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Selvig character comes back in Avengers for some reason. He's not really useful in that movie, but he's there.
Yeah.
He's a piece on the chessboard that Joss Whedon has to move places, and that's because this movie like makes him necessary, which is like bizarre.
Sets him up as like the expert behind the like Asgardians, I guess.
I think the Stellan Skarsgård, I think, is the guy who plays him, and he's good.
He does a good job.
I think in the beginning they just kind of make him like this crotchety, grumpy asshole, and he's not very likable. And
who's the girl with the black hair who?
Kat Dennings.
Yeah, I believe that's it.
You're talking about Darcy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
She's great in other movies. Like, if you've ever watched like Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist,
yeah, she's
fucking hilarious in that. She throw punches Michael Cera in that.
I like her in other stuff. It's like that's why I'm actually kind of bummed at her in this.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, I thought she was okay.
Yeah.
when I like first saw this.
Like, it's all the stuff on Asgard is fucking awesome, and Jotunheim is relatively cool other than the visuals, and like even like I
even
like
the visuals are like fucking epic. Like when Odin shows up on Jotunheim on his fucking horse, and he's just like like holy shit, that looks fucking dope.
And then like fucking Odin's little speech to Thor.
Yeah.
And just,
I don't like the screaming in this. Like, whenever they yell, it's not like an actual yell. It's like, Thor's like, "Ah!" Like, it's not like a real...
Yeah, but, like, I like him when he, like, takes away all of Thor's stuff and then, like, banishes him.
That's a really cool visual. And then, to see all the scales falling off and everything.
And then, like, enchants the hammer, puts the enchant, will wield the power of Thor, and then fucking throws it down.
Yeah, he's epic in this. I think, again, like, everything in Asgard or in the other realms, fucking insanely intense. Like, this whole movie should have been that. Everything on Earth that was, like, necessary for the character, kind of boring.
Like, outside, like, the parts on Earth I liked were, like, all the stuff with S.H.I.E.L.D.
All the stuff in the hospital was hella funny.
Yeah.
Like, Thor waking up in the hospital and just, like, demolishing everything in his path, and, like, the fact that Natalie Portman hits him with her car twice is pretty good. The comedy's great in this.
Yeah,
the comedy's great.
A lot of good
It's
comedies.
not as good as Thor Ragnarok, which I think is like the best Marvel comedy.
Probably, yeah. Like I
think it's so fucking. This is what I have to.
Guardians.
Guardians is great, but I feel like the comedy in Ragnarok is fucking just so organic, and you could tell every single person on that movie is just having a fucking blast. I love in Ragnarok where like. He's talking to Loki, and then Loki disappears, and you see Korg just come up. Korg's the best character, by the way. And he comes up, and he's like, "Piss off, Ghost!" And he fucking kicks the wall. Shit, like.
We'll get to that movie eventually.
Jeff Goldblum's great. Yeah, no, like Thor being like the weird comedic relief character in these movies, except for like, he's the comedic relief in his own movies.
Yeah, which is.
But then like he goes to Avengers, and suddenly he's a lot more like serious.
Suddenly, it's more like Banner and Tony and
I guess it's to offset the fact that like Tony is so like out there and sarcastic and sardonic the whole time, and like Banner is like, you know, he's got a wit about him and stuff.
Awkward, geeky.
Like in Infinity War, he's got some funny moments with like Star-Lord and Rocket, but otherwise like he's still pretty like grounded.
Yeah, like Banner has some great moments in fucking in Infinity War, just with the Hulk, just like
right.
Hulk, you big green asshole.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a little weird, but
and then like the scene where like Thor comes down with Stormbreaker, he's like, "Oh, you guys are screwed now."
Yeah. Yeah. No. Thor's a great character. Yeah. Thor's I remember up until like Doctor Strange, pretty much Thor was like my favorite Avenger. Just because, like, I love the sense of humor he has about him. I love how every time he shows up, he's such a fucking badass. He's like a flawed Superman type character. I know, like, they're setting up Captain Marvel to be, like, the Superman of this universe. I still think Superman would win in a fight.
Oh, duh.
But, like, I love Thor's... Like, I just love the character. I think he's a great character. He's a lot of fun.
I was never the big Thor guy. I always preferred Iron Man and Cap. But I enjoyed these movies.
I love Thor. I think, like, his solo movies are definitely hit and miss. I think the only, like, straight up hit, like, across the board is Ragnarok.
Yeah.
He has the worst Marvel movie of all of them. But we'll get to that.
Hulk would argue.
I think Thor: The Dark World is far worse. I think when you watch it, you'll probably
we will get there in 3 weeks.
I think you'll probably agree with me though.
You'll never know.
But no, this movie's solid. My major complaints are like I said, the Earth stuff is like boring as shit for the most part.
Like I like his little infiltration to the S.H.I.E.L.D. base, and I like Coulson's response to it.
I think his character growth in this is fantastic.
It's so quick though.
I disagree.
It feels almost like a heel turn, and then like I feel like Natalie Portman's character is fucking.
I think the romance with Natalie Portman is a heel turn.
It's forced as fuck. Yeah.
But I don't think Thor's development is that quick.
I think like maybe it's just the pacing of the movie as a whole for me, but I think
that's probably more so.
The pacing
There are a lot of weird editing moments where, like, I'm watching it and I can follow, like, who's winning in the fight, but I can't really tell, like, what's going on. Yeah, I don't ever feel like I'm getting a chance to, like, kick back and enjoy the action, which is a big problem for me because I'm a big fan of, like, fight scenes and superhero fights and stuff. It's, like, kind of one of the reasons why you watch these movies.
Well, yeah, it's probably one of the biggest reasons, I would say.
You want to see the characters do, like, badass fights and stuff, but it's not wholly awful.
No.
The fight scenes, there are worse fight scenes.
The fight with Loki is actually pretty good.
Oh yeah,
That
there's a
one-
lot
that
of
one's
emotion.
actually-
In that. Loki is
was-
we're kind of in a disagreement on this a little bit, but I think Loki's character development is some of the best in like Phase 1 Marvel. I think like he does such a fantastic. I think, and most of that is Tom Hiddleston is fucking
great
super
actor.
organic and natural in this role.
I just
They were gonna cast him as Thor, or they wanted him to be Thor because he's like this blonde Shakespearean English actor. He was like kind of everything they were looking for, and then they auditioned him and Hemsworth, and they were like, "You're Loki," you know, which for him has been just like incredible because like in most of the scenes with Thor, he like outshines the fuck out of Thor.
and then also most people I know love fucking Loki. Like I know
There's a good reason for that. Like
I know.
he's fantastic.
He was like I was never super big on Loki. Like there are several moments in this movie where I'm just like, fuck you, Loki.
I think Marvel has like 4 great villains. In
the
all of their
MCU?
movies, yeah.
Okay.
And
So it's like Loki.
it'd be Loki. Even though I don't like the way the character is written, I like Killmonger, Thanos, obviously, and fucking
Ego.
No, Ego's not really that great to me.
I love Ego.
I thought he was good, but he wasn't that great. I thought the best one, or my favorite Marvel villain by far is the Vulture from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
He was phenomenal.
Helia was all right.
Hela was okay, but she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
She doesn't do shit.
She takes over a fucking defenseless kingdom, admittedly.
Yeah, she's like honestly
but
like
you-
the
you-
only
you
weak
want-
part of Thor Ragnarok is Hela to me.
But when she fucking breaks Mjolnir,
It's insane,
Buddy.
but then like after that, she doesn't do shit until the end of the movie when she gets her ass kicked.
she murders all of Thor's shitty friends.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, that
Dude,
was
Fandral. Okay, let's talk about Fandral for a second. First of all, he's one of like 4 Marvel characters to get recast after their first appearance, which is like Rhodey, fucking Banner, Red Skull, and him. I think there are probably more, but for the most part, Marvel's been pretty consistent about their cast.
yeah, they're good about getting them those lifetime contracts.
Yeah, Banner's obviously the most
Like
obvious one.
because he's the fucking star of the movie.
Right. But like fucking Fandral gets recast in the second one. He becomes Zachary Levi, who is now Shazam.
Which one is fucking?
He's the blonde one.
Gotcha. Okay.
He's the Robin Hood Men in Tights one.
The only one I really enjoyed was the one with the ginger beard. The one that ate a lot.
Volstagg.
Yeah.
I like Lady Sif. She's my favorite. That shouldn't surprise anybody. She's a total waifu.
Yeah. This should tell you everything about how great these characters are to me that I can't remember any of their fucking names.
I remember all of them. I love Lady Sif. I think she's fantastic. I like her dynamic with Thor as like a brother-sister relationship, and I'm just like a sucker for like really good, strong female roles. Mm-hmm. So her and like Thor's mom has like a badass moment in this. But Fandral exists entirely to get stabbed. In every movie, he gets stabbed. I don't remember Thor: The Dark World, but I guarantee you there's at least one scene where he gets his ass kicked.
Was that one of the movies I bought?
Yeah,
week?
you have it.
Yeah, okay.
You have it up there.
Yeah, okay. Great.
It's not a particularly good movie.
I paid 25 cents for it.
Good.
Yep, that's about what it's worth.
Is that Disney movie club?
Yep.
Fair enough.
There's this thing for people who are doing this with us. I'm about to probably save you a whole shit ton of money. There's this thing called Disney Movie Club, where you get 4 Marvel, Disney, or Star Wars movies for $1, and then you have to buy the next 5 at full price. Plus, you get a bunch of discounts on other movies and free Disney/Marvel/Star Wars merch.
Do you have like a time limit in which you need to buy the next 5?
Within 2 years.
Fuck.
Yeah. There was a...
I need to jump on this. I need to buy some Star Wars movies.
Yeah, it's a... right.
I need to get Rogue One and Solo.
And you can pre-order movies, too. As well, they're, like, confirmed coming out, like, right now.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, like, I was just like, fuck, dude, first off, I have to buy 3 more movies for this fucking show. I know I'm gonna buy... I'm already in, so I'm getting Captain Marvel and Endgame on Blu-ray. And then, like, Far From Home. And after those 5, you get big discounts on movies, so it's just like, yeah, okay, this is actually...
How much does it cost to start? Just $1?
Just the dollar. Dollar plus tax.
May have to jump in on this. I may
yeah.
have to do this just to, like, start catching up on these, because
yeah.
Bronson's been buying all of them. I have not.
Yeah.
But I want to.
Yeah, no.
And I want to get Oliver and Company.
I believe that's on their website.
Good.
No.
That movie's amazing.
I want to get...
Don Bluth does Oliver Twist, but set in Brooklyn with cats.
Yeah, okay.
Cats and dogs.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Oliver and Company...
I've seen that movie. Yeah.
I know you have, but if you haven't seen it out there, it's got a great Billy Joel song. It's a great movie. It's just a great movie.
It's a good flick.
Best Marvel movie. Nah. I wish some of these Marvel movies had the fucking heart and soul of Oliver and Company. You know what I mean? Some of them have... This movie... It has a lot of heart.
Yeah. It's just...
These early movies have so much fucking, like, spirit to them. Because they're, like, new territory. Like, hey, we're doing Thor. Like, isn't that weird? Like,
Oh, yeah, the Stan Lee cameo in this guy.
Yeah.
The truck driver. That was funny.
It was funny.
It was a good little...
Rate the cameo probably like a 2.
Maybe 3 again.
So I put it at like a 2. It's, like, not as memorable.
Made me chuckle, like...
Made me giggle a little bit, but they all do.
Not all of them do. I don't.
My favorite cameo so far, because I thought I was going to fucking cry, is the one in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, I was referring to the ones in the... Like,
in the MCU specifically?
Or the ones we've watched so far.
Oh, so far, out of the ones we've watched, probably the first Iron Man.
Yeah,
up until we get to Avengers.
The fucking Hulk one is just sad now.
Yeah.
They kill Stan Lee.
Yeah. The one in Avengers is, like, probably my favorite overall, but we're not there yet.
Yeah,
so out of the 4 that we watched so far, I like the Iron Man 1 cameo the best.
But yeah, no, if you're looking to get on this Disney movie club, like, I found out about it through an ad in the weirdest fucking place.
Where?
Instagram.
Interesting.
There's an ad on Instagram, like, 4 movies for $1. I'm like, this has to be a fucking scam.
And then you look at it and you're like, no, this is Disney.
And I went and looked. I was like, hey, it fucking has all the Disney trademarks and shit. And like,
right.
Yeah, no. So highly recommended so far. Yeah, no. So back to Thor though. Yeah, overall liked it. There were pieces of it that were kind of weird to me. The ending's great. One of Loki's 5 million deaths. I like how they emphasize in every fight Loki's in his trickster abilities. That was really a really cool thing to show off.
Yeah.
What do you rate it? Thor.
I give it a 4. I give it a Thor out of 5.
I give it a 3.
You give it a 3?
Solid 3.
That's fair. Yeah, probably I don't know. I like this one a little bit more than Iron Man 2. Just in terms of like it stands on its own. It's
I like
great visuals, great character.
I like it a tad less, and it just has to do with a lot of the side characters and a lot of the New Mexico shit.
It's really funny because when you look at this poster that you have as your background, like you see all these like epic ass pictures of like Asgardian gods and then Natalie Portman, and that's pretty much the movie.
Just awesome. Then Natalie Portman.
Right, and I love Natalie Portman, but like she's such a nothing fucking character in this. She's not as bad as like in the prequel trilogy where she's Padme and she like does nothing but bitch.
Yeah.
I hate characters. I hate when people write like female characters as just like whiny and complaining and
useless.
Just like it sucks because like there's so much potential with there's a lot of potential with Jane Foster. I was gonna say too, like a lot of the only love interest that like has remained consistently in the movies is Pepper.
Pepper, yeah.
I mean, at least with Peggy, they like gave her a reason.
Yeah, which I actually like that.
Yeah, I like that too. There's like some real closure there. Whereas like Betty Ross doesn't show up at all. later. Natalie Portman appears in The Dark World, but doesn't make any other
They
appearances.
break up. They explain away the breakup in Ragnarok.
Which is still shit, because, like...
And then,
she just doesn't... there's no spot for her in any of the other ones. Like, it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's, like, weird to me that you get, like, a mega star like Natalie Portman, and then...
just slowly faded away.
Yeah.
And, this movie was far better than I remembered. Which has been the case for most of these, besides Hulk. So, good on them. Be back next week with Captain America, the First Avenger.
Yeah.
We're starting to get subtitles now.
I know.
Getting hype.
I don't know why they called this the First Avenger, but it's fine.
Alright. We'll be back next week, y'all.
It's fine.